They crawl beneath our feet, silent, cold, ancient. From temples and tombs to the stories whispered around firelight, they've always been here, watching, waiting, feared by kings, worshipped by gods. They've shaped our myths, our medicine, even our souls. This isn't just about snakes. It's about power, about the truth that never dies. It only sheds its skin. Welcome to Venomous World, where legends slither and history bites back. They've always been there, hiding in grass, watching, waiting. Since the earliest times, humans looked at snakes with a strange mix of fear and fascination. Something about the way they moved, silent, smooth, unpredictable, made them feel more than animal. In many ancient lands, snakes were symbols of both life and death, healing and poison, wisdom and deceit. The ancients watched them shed their skin and thought, maybe this creature knows the secret of rebirth. But the same creature could strike in a second, kill a man before he took his next breath. That was power. That was mystery. So, humans began to tell stories that turned the serpent into a god, a healer, a destroyer, a teacher. Through time, the snake became a mirror, a reflection of our fears, our hopes, and the strange truth that everything good hides a little bit of danger inside. 2. The serpent in ancient Egypt, guardian and destroyer. In ancient Egypt, snakes weren't just animals. They were divine messengers. The cobra especially, sleek, beautiful, deadly. Pharaohs wore its image on their crowns. It was called the uraeus, symbol of royalty and protection. It wasn't decoration, it was power. It represented Wadjet, the goddess who guarded the king, ready to spit fire at his enemies. But there was another side. Deep in the darkness of the underworld lived Apep, the chaos serpent. Every night, he tried to swallow the sun god Ra, plunging the world into eternal night. But Ra always fought back, always rose again. This endless battle, light against dark, order against chaos, shaped the Egyptian soul. The snake was both savior and destroyer, a reminder that even divine power must fight its own shadow to survive. 3. Snakes in Greek mythology, temptation, wisdom, and punishment. The Greeks, they understood drama. Their gods loved it too. Snakes slither through almost every myth they told. Think of Medusa, beautiful once, cursed forever. Her hair turned to serpents, her eyes deadly. Anyone who looked at her turned to stone. A punishment, yes, but also a warning. The snake wasn't just a creature of death. It was a symbol of knowledge, of danger born from desire. Then there was Asclepius, god of healing. His staff had a serpent coiled around it, a sign of medicine and rebirth. The Greeks knew poison could also be cure. Death could bring healing. And Apollo, the bright god of truth, killed the serpent Python to take control of the oracle at Delphi. He didn't destroy evil, he claimed its power. That's the thing about snakes. They force you to face what you fear. And sometimes, if you're brave enough, you find wisdom there. 4. The biblical serpent, the fall of innocence. In the Garden of Eden, it was quiet, peaceful, until the serpent spoke. That one moment changed everything. It offered Eve knowledge, wrapped in temptation. The story said it was evil, but maybe it wasn't that simple. The serpent didn't kill, it didn't force, it whispered, it questioned. It made humanity think. And that thought, that curiosity, became our curse and our gift. When Eve bit the fruit, innocence died, but awareness was born. The serpent became a symbol of sin, deceit, rebellion. Yet under that surface, something deeper moved. It represented awakening, choice, the painful birth of human consciousness. For thousands of years, this story painted snakes as the enemy. But in a way, that serpent made us human. It opened our eyes, and sometimes that's the most dangerous thing anyone can do. The serpent in Hindu and Buddhist traditions. In India, the snake is sacred. It breathes under temples, coils around gods, guards rivers and treasures unseen. They call them Nāgas, half divine, half serpent beings that live between worlds. Vishnu, the preserver, rests on a giant serpent named Shesha, floating on an endless sea. When the world ends, Shesha uncoils. When it begins again, he coils back. It's a loop, eternal. The god Shiva wears a cobra around his neck, calm, fearless, in control of death itself. In Buddhism, too, the serpent appears differently. When Buddha meditated under the Bodhi tree, a storm came. A great serpent, Mukalinda, rose from the earth and shielded him with its hood. Not all serpents bite, some protect. In the East, the snake isn't a villain. It's balance. It's life and death, body and spirit coiled together in perfect harmony. 6. Snakes in African mythology and folklore. Africa remembers the serpent in a different light. For many tribes, the snake isn't evil, it's sacred. It's the ancestor that crawls back from the spirit world to visit the living. In West Africa, people spoke of Dan, the rainbow serpent who connects the heavens and the earth. His scales shimmered with every color. His movement brought rain, fertility, and life. In the forests, pythons were treated as protectors. No one dared harm them. They were guardians of the soil, of home. Yet there were trickster serpents too, sly, testing the hearts of men. These stories weren't just about snakes. They were lessons about balance, respect, and humility. The serpent wasn't to be feared. It was to be honored, understood, and never underestimated. 7. Native American serpent spirits and earth energies. Across the Americas, serpents danced through legends. The Hopi spoke of Palulukan, the horned water serpent. It brought rain, but it could also bring storms. The Aztecs had Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, god of wind, wisdom, and creation. He was both sky and earth, man and god. In their myths, the serpent didn't hide in the shadows. It flew, it spoke, it created worlds. For many tribes, snakes symbolize renewal, healing, the pulse of the earth itself. When it shed its skin, people saw a sign that change is painful but necessary, that life moves in cycles. To kill a snake without reason was bad luck. To respect it was to respect nature. These weren't just stories, they were codes of living, a reminder that the earth breathes and the serpent moves with its rhythm. 8. The snake in Norse and Celtic legends. In the cold, gray lands of the north, snakes took darker shapes. The Norse feared Jormungandr, the world's serpent. So vast it encircled the entire earth, biting its own tail. They said when it lets go, the world will end. Ragnarok. Fire, ice, death. Yet, even in that doom, there was meaning. The snake represented the endless cycle, beginning and end locked together. In Celtic lands, serpents symbolized earth wisdom. The Druids saw them as teachers of hidden truths, moving between the seen and unseen worlds. Though real snakes were rare in those misty lands, the symbol stayed. It lived in carvings, in rituals, in whispers of eternity. The serpent taught that even destruction could be part of creation, that what ends always begins again.
9. Snakes in medicine, alchemy, and modern symbolism. Over time, the myths faded, but the symbols stayed. In medicine, the serpent still coils around the staff of healing, the rod of Asclepius. It means knowledge, renewal, life through understanding. Even in alchemy, the serpent became the Ouroboros, the snake that eats its own tail, a picture of infinity, of time devouring itself and being reborn again. Snakes appeared in every age, every art. Their venom inspired science. Their form inspired jewelry, architecture, poetry. People feared them, yet couldn't look away. They represented something ancient inside us, the instinct to destroy and rebuild, to die and be reborn. Even today, we use the serpent's image to show power, danger, mystery, a creature we never tamed and maybe never should. Number 10. Enduring legacy. The snake as a mirror of humanity. Look closely and you'll see the snake is us. It always was, beautiful and terrifying, wise and cruel, always changing, always surviving. From the temples of Egypt to modern laboratories, it followed us, whispering the same lesson. Life moves in circles. You can't escape transformation. Humans told stories about serpents to explain the unknown, but maybe the snake was never the villain or the hero. Maybe it was the truth we couldn't face, that creation and destruction are the same thing. Every time a snake sheds its skin, it reminds us of something simple. To grow, you must let go. To be reborn, you must die a little. In the end, the serpent story is our story, silent, ancient, and still not finished.
The serpent has never been just an animal. It's a symbol, a warning, a reflection of everything dark and divine within us. Every story, from Egypt to Eden, carries the same truth. Fear them, respect them, learn from them. Because in the end, snakes don't just live in the wild. They live in our history, in our minds. If you felt the hiss of ancient power tonight, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's always another legend waiting to strike. Only here on Venomous World.